get here? Right? How'd I get here?
How did I get here, podcast?
How did I get here? How'd I get here, podcast?
How'd I get here?
How did I get here? How'd I get here, podcast? Bam!
It's literally you facing yourself. So now that we have a lot of time to face ourselves, it's a lot of what I hope for a lot of people would be self-reflection and realizing at the end of the day we're all just human, regardless.
This virus has made me feel alone, feel disrespected, feel uninformed, underappreciated. It's also made me feel, loved.
On a personal note, COVID-19 helped me put more emphasis on the things I value and help me focus on those things. I'm a family person, so I definitely appreciated my family, spending time with them, their health, making sure I'm reaching out to the ones that I don't talk to as often.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one of my quick little thoughts, or I gotta find a way to name these, but just letting you guys know some things that have been on my mind. Yes, new hair, new this. I'm locking my hair up. Hope everybody's doing well. Almost done with the summer now. And the thought came across my mind the other day of what has COVID and what has 2020 taught us, because it's obvious that none of us could have prepared for what this year has brought us. So with that being said, 3 things that I have learned through COVID, or I'm learning and trying to practice, are patience, manifestation, and understanding. The thing with patience, one of my good friends, she told me that life happens in waves, and sometimes things are up, sometimes things are down, and you got to kind of just like ride the wave. And when things are good, enjoy it. And when things are bad, realize that it's not forever. I know we've been stuck in the house for like 4 or 5 months now, and it seems like it's been forever. But you got to take the small victories and really practice and appreciate and really enjoy those small victories and make them last longer, because when things are bad, it seems like that just lasts forever and it drags and it drags. But that's one thing with COVID, is that this isn't going to last forever, and we just got to find a way to continue to strengthen and protect our mental health, and also just be patient. Live in the moment, live for today, and really realize the positive things around us. 2 examples with me is just one, the podcast. I always think to myself like, damn, I got good content. Why ain't it blowing? But I haven't even been doing this a year, and I've got listeners in Texas, listeners in Phoenix, listeners in Florida, people all over, and it's not just about listeners, but the support, the love that I get, the people that I now know today that I didn't know last year. That's a sign of growth. That's a sign of success. So it's really looking within yourself and how do you value success, to really practice the patience to get to where you want to be. Another thing is, with my coaching that I'm sure you guys have seen that I've been doing, is just being patient. And every week that I've been doing it, maybe 6 weeks now, I've got a new client, So I want to get to the point where I'm doing it all day, every day. And I'm not quite there yet, but it's being patient and realizing that it's going to come, and realizing in 6 weeks, I've come a long way. So it's really not putting pressure on myself or yourselves, and really enjoying the little things that happen along the way of your journey. The second thing that I've really learned this year is understanding. And I'm still learning this one. This one has been tough because I think we've all been stuck in the house now with people for 6 months. And it's like, okay, now we're really seeing different sides of each other. Now we're seeing each other more. Now we can't really get away from each other. So it's really understanding maybe why somebody is, the way they are, or trying to see their side of the story, and really just learning to communicate, not really getting upset. There's 3 other people that live in my house, and it's just one of those things of like, okay, I am my way, you are your way, we're family. So let's not ruin the love that we have over misunderstandings. So really taking the time to just try and communicate and learn people and really, really understand them. And the third thing that I've learned this year is manifestation. I have the book, The Secret, that I have one more chapter in. I know I've been reading it for like 3 months now, but I haven't fully gotten into it. But I genuinely believe in manifestation, and I want to do an episode on that, focusing on what it means to manifest and how to manifest things. But that's another conversation. But I've manifested a lot this year, and it's really believing what is meant for you will be for you, and what you want is already yours. So it's things like that, putting the positive energy into the universe. And there's one thing I thought about. You can't say, I don't want to break up with my significant other, because the book is just going to hear break up. You know what I mean? The universe is just going to hear break up. That's what, the book was saying. What you got to say is, I want to last. I want to make things good. I want to be with this person forever. And that's what the universe is going to hear. So basically, manifestation is just putting positive energy out into the universe for yourself. I've manifested people into my life. I've manifested somehow to stay afloat and continue to make money over this 5 months. I've manifested a lot, and I'm still learning it. But I think that positive energy and really believing in the universe and really believing in carrying yourself in a certain manner to achieve what you want, and what you want is already yours, is a very, very powerful thing. These are just some things that I picked up over the 5 months. I just wanted to check in, holler at you guys. I'm not going to have an episode this week, but I do have some people that are going to share their thoughts and their feelings on what they've learned throughout COVID. But I appreciate you guys, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Everybody, please stay safe. Yeah, keep following and keep supporting. Love you.
Personally, I think what COVID-19 has taught us is that we're forced to stay at home, and it's literally you facing yourself. So now that we have a lot of time to face ourselves, it's a lot of what I hope for a lot of people would be self-reflection, and realizing at the end of the day, we're all just human. Regardless of our social status, economic status, we're all just human. So I hope that this is teaching us to be united and standing together. But not only that, if you're seeking goals, whatever the goals might be, if it's like losing weight, hitting the gym, growing as a person, growth is never fostered from being in your comfort zone. So I think that this specific moment in time is going to really test you, what you are capable of without all of your resources, and what you can possibly do, and how resourceful you can be given the circumstances.
Honestly, this whole situation has taught me so much about, our society, about me as a person, about the people that I hang with, about the people that I get my information from. Let me run it back, because I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this whole coronavirus situation. For me, as like a black man, a Caribbean man in Florida, an essential worker, this virus has made me feel alone, feel disrespected, feel uninformed, underappreciated. It's also made me feel, loved, cared for. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, to be honest. Last week I got news that my grandfather was in the nursing home. He got coronavirus. Yesterday, I got news that he passed away in the hospital. We didn't even get to see him. They gave us a couple minutes on Skype. That was it. They took him off the ventilator because they needed to give it to somebody else, and he passed away. We didn't even get a call. We had to call the next day to see if he was okay, and they told us he wasn't. And stuff like that this virus has really brought into the light. They had to take him off of something that was keeping him alive because they had to give it to somebody else. I live in the richest country in the world, and we can't even provide ventilator to keep people alive. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. We live in the most prosperous country in the world. And because we lack leadership, cohesion, and just a general plan, people gotta suffer and die. Like, there's just so much that this virus has uncovered. There's situations where we have people who are celebrating. At the beginning, we were celebrating people having to go into work while a deadly virus is out. You feel me? Like, what is that? We're celebrating. People are saying, like, oh, I'm happy my daughter is a essential worker. She's at Publix. I'm happy my son, he works at a bank, and, he still has his job. Like, why are you happy? Because these people, I get exposed, we get exposed, they get exposed to the deadly virus every day. And people don't understand that this virus, we're wearing our masks, we're being precautious, not to save lives. Well, yes, to save lives, but not to get the death rate down, but we're being precautious. We shouldn't be going to work. We're closing things down because we don't want to overload our healthcare system. And don't even get me started on how this virus has just opened so many different problems and not created, but just made problems that existed earlier bigger in our healthcare system. People don't understand that the biggest problem for people who have lost their jobs is not that they can't feed themselves, which is a giant problem in and of itself, but the major problem is people don't have health care because it's attached to their previous employer. 20 million people now do not have health care during an outbreak of a global pandemic. Like, what other first world, highly developed, AAA rated country do you know that allows a double-digit percentage of their population to be uninsured during a pandemic? And don't even get me started on how this whole situation has created and just magnified the problems of race in this country either. We have situations where people who were who had the privilege to get certain jobs that provide certain benefits to allow them to not go into work for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months and still get paid, and be mad for having to wear a mask to go in to protect people of a darker skin color who were not privileged enough to get those opportunities to get into those jobs where they have to work at Checkers, Wendy's, Publix, Walmart, CVS, and they don't even have the decency to just put on a mask to protect other people. This virus has showed how divided, shows what type of common decency certain of us Americans kind of have for each other. this virus has just really shown everything, shown the undereducation of certain leaders that we have in our country, not just the president, but our mayors, our governors, our representatives. It shows that the education levels they have by how to manage, how to lead, healthcare, how to distribute information and knowledge effectively to help the people. This whole thing is crazy. And I look at my compatriots, my friends, my family in other countries and see how they're handling situations. And don't get me wrong, no country has handled it 100% correct, but like United States, we're getting an F. I live in Florida. You know what Florida starts with? A F, because we fucking suck. Like, people are dying because we can't get it together. But with this whole situation, I've been able to understand who really is out there for me, mine, and people like me and mine. So that's why I say, at the end of the day, this has shown me a lot. And it also showed me who's kind of there.
On a personal note, COVID-19 helped me put more emphasis on the things I value and helped me focus on those things. I'm a family person, so I definitely appreciated my family, spending time with them, their health, making sure I'm reaching out to the ones that I don't talk to as often. I was definitely a lot more conscious about the things I was consuming, so tried to block out the negativity in social media. I definitely had to take a break from that with everything going on. I found myself reading a lot more because I had more time to do it. I was pretty good with reading a book a month, but now I got to the point where I was able to knock out a book like every other week. So things like that, and just taking care of my mental and physical. Now on a larger scale, and I won't step on my soapbox, but this whole ordeal has exposed so much wrong that goes on in this country. Apart from systematic racism and injustices, you have a flawed healthcare system, a terrible economy, and then a lack of leadership and a structure to actually handle certain situations. And we can talk about that stuff all day. But like I said, the lockdown has given everyone the opportunity to sit back with no other distractions and see the bullshit that goes on in this country. And honestly, like, I would say it was good for it to happen, but I highly doubt anything's going to come of it. Like, once everything opens up, people are just going to go back to what they were doing.
How I get here? How did I get here podcast?
How the fuck did I get here? Right?
How did I get here?
How did I get here podcast?
How did I get here? How did I get here podcast?
How did I get here?
How did I get here? How did I get here podcast? Bam.